Hello, my tech drawing and design class. We are on the second part of assignment 7 here for the Georgian house project for the fireplace furniture and appliances. The second step is the sofa, coffee, side, and sofa tables. So there's a couple tools we're going to use in here. We're going to be using the line tool. We'll be using the offset tool. But a very important tool that we will be using this one is once again the break at point tool, which is the same tool that we use when we're doing the steps. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here. Remember, we should be on our document that we did in the fireplace. So you can see I have my last name, Craig underscore fireplace, and I'm just going to design directly underneath here. So the first thing it says is that our sofa right here is 7 foot by 3 foot. So let's go ahead and draw that real quick. Oh, it also says to make sure that we're working on the furniture layer. So if you're not already on the furniture layer, make sure that you are on it. Then we can grab the line tool and draw our 7 foot. There you go, by 3 foot. I have the ortho on it, the toggles in the bottom, so that's good. 7 foot. And close this thing up. Very good. Now, we're going to start offsetting this thing. The way I found easiest to do it is the back line there says we're offset by 3 inches. And then our cushions and armchairs are all offset 6 inches. But the 6 inches from the back of this is not from the way back line of the sofa. It's from this little indent from the cushion. So I'm going to do the first offset, which is, as it says, 3 inches. And then I'll do the 2 6-foot inches first. Let's get through those. First one, 3 inches. I'll come off the back of this. 3 inches. Perfect. Escape. Offset tool again. These are the 6-inch. And I'm going to come in from the armrest over. The other armrest over. And from the line that we had just offset before, I'll bring that down 6 inches. Very good. Next, it says that my cushions are 2 feet wide. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Offset tool again. 2 foot. I'll offset this line 2 feet. And this line 2 feet. So I now have my cushions. Zoom in a little bit so you can see it. All right, now I can hit escape. And this is where I want to go ahead and start breaking these lines down. Easiest way to do it is where we have any type of intersection, we need to go ahead and break those lines. So I'm going to do modify, break at point. Let's start with the big line here. We're going to break it at the intersection. And we're just going to keep on going back at the break at point at the intersection. Break at point, same line at the intersection. Break at point, same line at, oops, try again. Break at point. There we go. Yes. Same line at the intersection. So you can see I have a bunch of little lines here out of that one original line. Let's go ahead and do it for the next row of lines. Big line here, break it at this intersection. Modify. Big line, break at point. This big line at the intersection. Modify. Big line, we're breaking it at point at the intersection. Modify, break a point. This big line at the intersection. Very good. And let's go to the bottom here. Break a point. This big line at the intersection. Modify, break a point. This big line at the intersection. Good. Modify, break a point. Line at the intersection. Modify, break a point. This big line at the intersection. So that gives me all of that. And then knowing that I also need this line to be able to curve both directions on these 4 verticals. I'm going to break that line as well. So I'm going to modify, break at point, this big line at the intersection. I'm going to modify, break a point, big line at the intersection. Modify, break a point, this big vertical line at the intersection. Modify, break a point, this big line at the intersection. That all looks good. I need to hit the upper ones now. Modify, break a point, this line at the intersection. Modify, break a point, this line at the intersection. Modify, break a point, this big line at the intersection. Modify, break a point, this line at the intersection. There we go. Now everything is broken down the way I need it. I need to now check my fillet radius. So FILLETRAD, fillet rad. And according to our instructions here for step 2, line A, we're supposed to set our radius to 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches, enter. And now we can start go ahead and rounding out all these neat little points. So fillet. So I'll start here. Grab this line. Looks good. Fillet. This line. Nice little rounded point. Fillet again. I grab that same line just grabbed, and then the front line again. You can see now it filled in that corner. Perfect. I'm just going to come across the front here of the sofa. Perfect. 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 Grab it. There we go. And the last one at the bottom here. There you go. And that gives me all the front edge. Now I move to this middle edge here. And I know I do not need this line anymore, so I'm just going to get rid of it. You can go away. I don't need this one on the other end. So you can go away. Perfect. And I'm back to my fillet again, just as I did before. Before I get too far down, you see this little spot right in here. If you look on the paper, we're supposed to have a straight line there. So real quick, I'm just going to put that line back in. I can grab the endpoint, go down to the next endpoint, and there we go. Perfect. Back to my fillet tool. 1, 2, looks good. Fillet, 3, 4. And when you're on the inside cushions here, you're going to have to do all 4 sets. So I just did the top 2. Now I'm going to do left and bottom, and then the right and bottom. It gives us a nice little cushion look in the middle. So once again, I will do the top and left. 1. There we go. I will do the top and right. I will do the bottom and left, and then the bottom and right. And we don't have to worry about these lines going away that we don't want to go away because we did all of that breaking at point. So fillet again. There we go. There we go. And then once again, we need to put that one little line back in on the opposite side because this is the last cushion. Endpoint to endpoint. Perfect. Okay. I do not need this line anymore. I do not need this line. I do not need that line. I do not need that line. I do not need that line or that line. And there we go. Sofa part is done. Now it says I'm supposed to reset my fillet to 0. So let's go ahead and do that. FILLET, rad. Let's go ahead and reset that to 0. So we're good there. Our end tables are 24-inch diameter. And let's see here, what else does it say? Anything special about it? Just we're going to put it off to the side, and then we're going to mirror it. Okay. So I'm going to grab my circle tool. Center of the circle, remember this is doing radius. So if it's a 24-inch diameter radius, then it'll be a 12-inch, or it'll be a 12-inch radius if it's 24-inch diameter. This looks like a good enough spot to put it. So I'm going to click for my center point, and I'm just going to type in 12 inches. Tab, enter. All right, so now I'm going to mirror this thing over so it's the same distance from one side to the other. So mirror, I'll grab this end tool or end table, press enter. And then for the middle point, since I'm just going to use the midpoint of the sofa here, going down to the other midpoint of the sofa, and it put it, whoops, I do that again. I was supposed to hit enter at the end of that. Mirror, end table, enter, endpoint to endpoint, erase source, no. And there we go. I have one on either end. And now I have a coffee table at the bottom, which is 4 foot by 2 feet. So let's come back here. I say 4 foot. Probably move this over a little bit when I'm done. 2 foot. 4 foot. And up. Perfect. I'm just going to move these things real quick. I don't like where they're sitting. I'm just going to try to keep this centered. Try again. Move. Moving all these. Why are you not moving? Oh, I know why. I need to turn this ortho off. This will make my life much easier. Move. Grab it all. Kind of trying to eyeball this a little bit. Stop snapping to the center. Move. There you go. That looks much better being centered. And then the back one is 5 foot by 1 foot 4 inches. So grab my line tool again. Start back here. Come over 5 foot. Come up 1 foot 4 inches. Over 5 foot. and close this thing off. It's good. I'm gonna center this thing a little bit more also. Here we go. And that gives me my sofa, end tables, sofa table, and coffee table. That is step 2 of assignment 7 for the Georgian House project, fireplace, furniture, and appliances. Make sure that you are saving this thing frequently into your Google Drive. And if you have any questions, let me know.